Evening, guys. Just back from my part-time job, Baito as it's known here in Japan. Um, and yeah, I just thought I'd turn on the camera and talk quickly about about part-time jobs and earning money in Japan if you're thinking of coming over here to study. Some of you out there might be thinking about coming over to Japan to study, on exchange or do a degree or whatever. But you might be wondering, you might be thinking, how am I going to support myself? If it's expensive, because it is, it's expensive to go to university, especially, for some of you might come over here on special exchange courses that cost money. I'm doing a Japanese degree, so this is all part of my degree. It's just another year for me. In fact, it's actually cheaper to come out here. I get more money as part of my student loans, and everything's just actually a bit cheaper. But for a lot of you who come out here to study, it's not. You pay to go on special exchange courses, things like that, and you might worry about money. But one thing I would say, if you're a natural English speaker, it's very, very easy to earn extra money. To supplement your income. There's just such a demand for English teachers, especially. If you're happy to teach English to Japanese students, of any age. You can get jobs working in kindergartens, in primary schools, in high schools, cram schools, teaching private lessons to adults. But my part-time work this evening, it's once a week on a Tuesday evening, teaching English to company workers. I have 5 students that I teach once a week, and that kind of job, teaching English, doing a Kaiwa English conversation, plenty of jobs out there and reasonably well paid. I get paid 2,500 yen, which is about £20 by today's exchange rate, for an hour's work. I teach occasionally private lessons on the weekend. I teach one of my students from today. I also teach him occasionally, have English conversation classes with him outside of this part-time job at the weekends, and he pays me 2,000 yen for half an hour, 40 minutes. Although we do tend to run over, but officially it's 2,000 yen, so almost £20 for 40 minutes work. And you can easily charge more than that. Some people might charge 3,000 or 4,000 yen an hour. So certainly, if you want to top up your income, if you're worried about money, it is very easy to earn some decent extra money on the side, in all kinds of, usually teaching English, but in all kinds of different ages, private lessons in schools. You certainly wouldn't find it difficult to find some part-time work in Japan while you're out here. The only potential problem could be with visas. I don't know what kind of visas everybody comes over on. I'm here on a student visa, on a 12-month student visa that can run up to 18 months, I think, and we are allowed to work up to 26 hours a week, I think. On the terms of our visa, I don't work anywhere near that much, and that's probably more than enough for most people coming over here. But even if it isn't, as I know some people that do work more than that and get paid cash in hand, so so as not to cause a problem. If they do get found out, then of course they could be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what the repercussions would be, but you can get around it. I wouldn't recommend it, of course, but you can get around it if you really need to. And of course, so if you're coming over here, you obviously need to check what you're allowed to do on your visa, because different visas will have different regulations. But certainly, if you're over here on a standard student visa, you should be able to work a decent amount part-time and earn some decent money to sort of supplement your studies. And it's a good chance to learn a new skill if you haven't taught before. And if you're studying Japanese, then there's a good chance a lot of people who study Japanese end up, especially English speakers, end up coming back here to teach English if they have a desire to come back to Japan in the future. I know a lot of people doing my course who graduated and come back to Japan on things like JET and Interac and all those sort of all those things, those teaching programs. And yeah, it's quite enjoyable as well. You know, I've worked part-time jobs back in England in convenience stores and things like that, and teaching English, while it's not something I want to do long term for a career, it's enjoyable, and it's a nice way to earn some extra money whilst you're studying. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go change out of my shirt and my suit and in something more comfortable and get back to studying for the JLPT, which is coming up this weekend. I'm sure there must be some of you out there that are getting ready for that. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. This is Matt in the Inaka, and see you next time.